Hello, everybody, and welcome to a chat about. And today we are joined by Kay Atkinson from Yorkshire Appetite. Sorry, got that wrong. I just got food on the brain because I'm starving. Because at the end of the day, I'm on this intermittent fasting, and I don't eat. I only eat the evening meal. And I thought this morning, oh no, we're going to be doing a live stream talking about food, and I'm like this, this is not nice. So now we're going to talk lots and lots about some yummy food, etc.
If it helps, I ain't had my dinner yet.
You are?
If it helps, I ain't had my dinner yet.
Have you had breakfast? Because I haven't had that either.
I had breakfast.
Oh dear me. And Dylan hasn't eaten today either. Oh, is anybody else doing the intermittent fasting diet? Let's find out if anybody's doing that, or is it just a case of you haven't eaten because you don't do breakfast or whatever. But anyway, let's talk about food. So today, as usual, Mick is going to be doing the bells and the whistles and all the rest of it and highlighting your comments. And we are now going to, we're going to chat with Kay about, hello, Kay.
Oh, you're muted.
Oh, you're still muted. Hang on. There we are. Try that. Oh,
everybody.
Hello. Hello. Wow. Yes. So, I must admit, I'm slightly envious of what you actually do for a living, because I would never have thought of that. Basically, that you could create a business out of taking people around places and teaching people about food and the different cultures and cuisines and especially in Yorkshire.
Well, yes. Well, I first came across a food tour when I was on holiday, quite a number of years, 2011 it was. I went to Chicago on holiday and I was looking for things to do in Chicago. And this thing came up, which was a food tour. So me and my friend went on this food tour and we got to taste all these lovely, delicious, different foods from Chicago, like deep pan pizza and authentic Polish hot dogs and
I'd expect the pizza, but the Polish hot dogs are a little bit of a
and little, because there's a big Polish community, and little pierogies and fudge and tea and Reuben sandwich and all sorts. And not just that, but the guide was very entertaining, and he told us about a little bit of the history, some stories as we went round. And it wasn't sort of the centre of Chicago; it was like the student sort of area. Yeah. So we got to see another part of Chicago. So we got about the culture and the food together. So it was just a wonderful experience. And I thought, yeah, I like these.
Yeah. So you do them in Harrogate, Otley, Ilkley, and York, isn't it?
No, we do them in Harrogate, York, Ripon, and Leeds.
Right. Okay. So Harrogate, York, Ripon, and Leeds. Ripon's a bit small, really, isn't it?
It is small, but the good thing about Ripon is not only it's small, but it's got a lot of history.
Yeah.
It's got all the different courtyard and justice. It's one of the oldest cities in Britain, and it's got a number of really good independent eateries as well, restaurants and cafes. And being where it is, it's got lots of different products, local produce. Yeah. So that's quite a nice one, because that's a mix of traditional and non-traditional.
Yeah. The only time I've ever been to Ripon was when I was in the army, up to the barracks up there, and I could tell you the cuisine wasn't that good. They say that the British Army chef course is the hardest course that anyone can do. Yeah, well, nobody's passed it yet. So that's the running joke. Is that is the food? I do tell that they do a good job, them lads. Keep it up, boys. But yeah, it's Ripon, and it's quite amazing, because like Leeds and York and that, and Harrogate, they're really quite large places, so you'd expect Ripon. I would never have expected Ripon. So what does a food tour involve? What do you do?
We do, well, it's a 3-hour event, and it's a small group. So we go from anything with 2 up to 12 or more, but the average size, I would say, is 6 to 8 on a food tour. And we go to 5 different venues, and we have something to eat in each of them.
Right.
So, and on the way we talk about the food and where it comes from, and if there's a story attached to that. We talk about the places we stop as well, because they're all independents. We like to support the independents.
Right.
And then we do a history, a little bit of history as we go around as well. So it's like a long lunch. So the menu progresses from, we usually start with a couple of savouries, we have a couple of sweets, we have a cheese course, we usually, have a drink at some point. So it's like the menu makes sense. So you've had like a really good lunch by the end of it, and you've learned a lot about the place as well.
Yeah.
And you've got some good places that you might want to go back to.
Yeah, I mean, involving the history is something that would fascinate me anyway, because I love history. I'm a big fan. I hated it at school, but since I became an adult, I kind of really like the history of places more than anything. And I mean, you've got some real history around here with York, with Leeds and Harrogate and Ripon and that. There's some real history around here. That's amazing.
Yeah, so we do a little sort of potted history, tell a few stories about things as we go round, and we often get, we sometimes get locals on the tours, and they say, "Oh, lived here 30 years and never knew that," or "I've lived here 30 years, I've never been here."
We used to run a film festival. We did it for 10 years, and basically we'd go out pre the film festival to tell people about it. We were 8 years in, and people still didn't know that there was a film festival in Keighley.
Yeah,
there isn't anymore, because we don't do it anymore. We did it for 10 years, and we stopped it. It's amazing how little people know about where they are. And in fact, a very quick example of that would be when COVID kicked in, because I walk the dog and we're quite rural. There'd be people who were going out for walks because they couldn't do anything else, who've lived in the village for ages. And I'd meet them, and they'd go, "Where does this go?" Seriously?
Yeah.
It's,
and the other thing about having locals on the tour is we learn a lot as well. So we often, pick up extra stories, and some of our guides, like one of the guides who, she's been in Harrogate, 40 years, so she knows a lot about Harrogate.
Very well. That's amazing. So you do the food tours. You've got a few things coming up. Do you like the food festivals, etc.? I mean, the Ilkley Food Festival is coming up on the 15th and 16th of June, and then the Harrogate one is on the 29th and 30th of June. It's food festival season, isn't it, really?
Yes, that's right. So they've already started. I think they had the North Leeds one a couple of weeks ago. And we usually go to 2 or 3 maybe in the summer, and we have a stall, and we just talk about the food tours. But this year the organisers asked us if we would try doing a mini food tour.
Oh wow!
So people would get to try, because I have all these street food vans and other food produce. So we're going to have tastings of about 5 of them. It's just like a mini food tour. So they get to sample a bit, and we'll talk about, and some of the owners are going to talk about their food. Like if it's, for example, we've got the Kuala Lumpur restaurant, and they're going to talk about, Kuala Lumpur food. So we get to learn a little bit as well as taste some food.
I'd be interested in finding out what type of thing they actually serve in Kuala Lumpur. That would be really interesting to find out. I mean, So obviously, have you got this stuff is on your website
Yes,
for
yeah, that's right.
booking and stuff like that? Yeah.
Well, yes, the food festivals are on their website. So it's the Harrogate Food and Drink Festival, or
Right.
the Ilkley Food and Drink Festival.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Mick will get them up for us.
So they're on there, and our website. Yes, on our this month's blog, for example, we talk about the what we're going to be doing at the food festivals this year.
Yeah, that sounds really good, actually. And the mini food tours of the stands, etc. That sounds like good fun. It would be wouldn't be 3 hours long though, would it? It would be
No,
a little bit shorter.
it's only it's going to be £25 a person, and it's about 1.5 hours.
Wow, that's still good. That's still
Yeah.
good. How much do you charge for a normal food tour? Is it
65
65?
pounds.
That's
Yeah.
actually good as well.
Yeah, so in terms of because some food tours in abroad have got really expensive now. So
Yeah.
we like to keep it quite competitive.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the strangest thing you've eaten? Because I know we did these little videos with you and everything, and yeah. But what is the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
Well, I have eaten a few strange things recently because I went to Japan,
Okay.
and
I ate fish.
yeah, there was a lot of things that we didn't really know what they were. Sometimes we had to guess what they were. But yeah, there's some things which is the texture really, because I mean I'm used to, like, I had a sushi. The sushi was lovely, raw fish,
Yeah.
but there was things which were like just gluten or milk tofu or tofu skins.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Some of them we were a bit like, oh, I'm not sure about that, but there were a lot of lovely things as well, I have to say.
Yeah.
And the food was quite cheap as well, which was nice.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I've eaten alpaca and zebra.
Oh, blooming heck.
Yeah.
Wow.
And mealy worms.
Oh, I've done that. I did one of those silly bush tucker trial things that was in the village. I think there's a video of us doing it somewhere out there, and yeah, we had to eat mealworms and dung beetles and all these sorts of things, and yeah, it was all right, but it's all mind over matter, really.
Yeah, so I'll try these things, but then once maybe.
I found them dry because they weren't alive or anything, but I wouldn't have eaten them. I don't particularly think I don't like it when they do that on that I'm a Celeb and everything, and they eat live creatures. I think that's a bit cruel. But yeah, it's so yeah. So basically, you've just been to Japan. Oh, I did my hot gummy bear. Thank you, thank you, Brett. Yeah, I did. I did the world's hottest gummy bear, Kay.
Oh, hot as in spicy hot?
As in spice, as in it was 200,000 Scoville units or something stupid like that. And I did that live. And yeah, and I'll be honest with you, if you watch it, it's actually quite humorous because I went, oh, it's not that bad. Oh, Jesus. And then it kicked in, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And then it was not good.
Yeah.
So yeah, but so you got the food tours going on in and around. How often do you do a food tour? Is it?
We do them. Well, the Ripon one once a week, and then the other one's twice a week.
All right.
So the Harrogate one is quite traditional fare, I would say, sort of Yorkshire food.
Yeah.
The York one's a bit more diverse because the theme is sort of York's relationship with the world. So we've got some more diverse cuisines like Nepalese. The Ripon one is a mixture, as I said, between traditional and we've got some Spanish and Latin American food in there.
Yeah.
A bit of Indian. And then the Leeds tour is an Indian food tour of Leeds. So it's specifically Indian food. So
amazing. See, the thing is, you say that I never used to be a fan of curries. Yeah. or PC World. No, I'm joking. Nick shaking his head. I never used to be a fan. Tickles myself now. I never used to be a fan of curries, and until I had a gurkha curry, which is Nepalese. And I was in the Falklands, and the Gurkhas became the resident infantry, and their chefs came in, and boy, they changed my mind. They absolutely changed. It was just gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, this is this food tour really pleased with the menu, because I mean, I can't eat really spicy food, and I don't like really spicy food, but this is just really flavoursome.
Oh,
and it's really sort of authentic.
Yeah,
so just really fresh flavors, and
yeah.
so I think even if you're new to Indian food, or if you always have the same thing, then it's quite a nice thing to do, because you will try things that maybe you haven't tried before.
It's funny because as I say, I never used to be a fan of curries. I had a Gurkha curry, and it was absolutely gorgeous and everything. I was converted, but then I found myself looking for curries that were flavoursome, rather than spice. Because before that, it was always they just chucked spice in it and all the rest of it. And he really started to, yes, they are. Yvonne's obviously had one, and yeah, I've never found anything to match it ever since. But talking about spice, when I was doing my resettlement, there was a chap called Derek who was on the resettlement with me, and we were doing IT, and he said, "Oh, let's go out for a Thai," and we went out for a Thai meal, and he said, he loved really spicy food. Now I can handle a bit of spice, but at the end of the day, I don't go out of my way to try and like find it. Yeah. And we went to this Thai restaurant, and he had it was a 5 chili meal, right? I had a 2 chili meal, which I thought was blooming hot, yeah. And I've never seen somebody physically sweat while eating. He was eating it, and he was loving it, and the sweat he was mopping his brow. I'm like, well, what is wrong with you, man? You know, it was just ridiculous. It really was.
Yeah, well, I had the same with Mexican food. I mean, when I was a student, I spent a year in Mexico, and I actually lived in Jalapa, which is where the jalapeno comes from.
Oh, right.
And one of the first things I learned to ask was, "Is it hot?"
Yeah.
And people would they'd always go, no, and then it blew the top of your head off. So you have to be very, very careful. Yes.
Yeah, because their idea of hot and your idea of hot are completely different things, and the worlds apart. Yeah, it's talking about jalapenos. I actually made a jalapeno wine.
A wine.
I made a wine. Yeah, I do a lot of my own home brew and stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, I got nettle wine on the go here. There's 5 gallons of that under the desk. And there's blackberry and raspberry, and blackcurrant and raspberry. I'm showing off now, and then I've got rhubarb wine, and then I've got blackcurrant, blackberry, and apple on the go as well. And I was walking past. I was in McDonald's. No, I wasn't. I was in Morrison's. McDonald's. I'm just so hungry. I can't even stop thinking. Hello, Jeffrey. Special guest, Jeffrey.
Don't leave me alone.
And I was in Morrison's, and there was packs of chopped jalapenos, reduced to 10p, and there was 300 gram bags. And I thought, I wonder if it'll ferment. So I banged it in a bucket with water, yeast, and sugar, and I took a bottle to my local pub, and they played shot roulette with it.
And what was it like?
I tell you, right. The pepper smell.
Mm-hmm.
It very much had the pepper smell. It was nice. It smelled inviting. Like if you like peppers, then lovely. And then it told you what it was, because you take a sip and you go, oh, that's quite nice.
Yeah.
And then you'd know about it. But it wasn't majorly spicy. I still got a bottle and a half in the cellar. It wasn't majorly. It was drink. Mick, you drank it. You drank the bottle with.
You actually gave me a full bottle as well, and after a trip to the pub, I came back and I had some, and I could only get really through half a bottle, and I used not that I didn't like it. It was just a bit of a.
It's not Moorish.
No, it was strong, and then so I used the rest in cooking. I had it with chicken, and it was really, really good with the cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what my mate Marcus. He basically messaged me. The first thing he did is he messaged, because I gave him a bottle. He messaged me the meme of the guy from Airplane, the movie, and he's sweating, and he's like that was his reaction to the wine. And then basically he messaged me saying marinade chicken in it. It's lovely. It really was good. So yes, so you've got a Gurkha restaurant around the corner, Brett. Absolutely. Nice. Well, I tell you what, you're very.
We could do with one in Harrogate, maybe. We haven't got a Gurkha one.
Say again, Kate.
We haven't got a Gurkha restaurant. We haven't got a Nepalese in Harrogate.
No.
Which is a shame. No.
No, it is a shame. Yeah. Well, anyway. Yeah. Oh God, I'm salivating now as well. Oh, so I'm sorry, I have to have a drink of water.
Yeah, so the food tours are really, so we have all sorts of people. We've had the youngest person we've ever had on a food tour is 3 months old.
Oh wow.
They came with their parents.
And what was their opinion?
Oh, they looked very happy. And we've had people in their 80s. So we get all sorts, and we have families. On Saturday we had a family of 6 who were celebrating somebody's big birthday. We've had stag do, we've had hen do's, we've had wine tasting groups, WI groups.
Yeah.
We had the women's curling champions once. So we get all sorts from all over as well. I would say the vast majority are British, but we do get them from far afield as well.
Well, you went to Chicago and you went on one.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I like to go on them wherever I go as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well,
I suppose you see how other people are doing it, and you can learn from that.
Yeah, that's right.
Different things. So one thing that we did talk about is you do for private groups, you do like an afternoon tea type thing. So like if it's a work do, if somebody was doing a work do or something like that, and they were running out of ideas of what to do, because usually work do's tend to be, let's go on the piss in the pub down in whatever.
So we've done we do bespoke tours. So sometimes we cat's getting in the way. We get to do bespoke tours. So the afternoon tea one is usually we do like a 40 minute tour, a walk around, and we talk about the history.
Yeah.
And then we have an afternoon tea, and we talk about the etiquette of afternoon tea. And we've done that in York and Harrogate.
Is that proper pinky out etiquette?
Yes, that's right. Is it etiquette to do that? And we've had work groups who want alcohol at every stop. So we've done that, and
so you'll tailor and make it bespoke to their requirements.
Yeah, we even had a school group once, and we just did a little one. So they tried some Japanese food. They had some desserts, and they had a tea and cheese pairing.
Yeah.
So
tea and cheese.
Yeah. Because obviously they couldn't do wine and cheese because they were too young.
Well, yeah.
But cheese and tea, it's very good.
Go tea and cheese together. Oh, there's a question.
Oh, well, it depends if you're from Devon or Cornwall.
It does. It does, but it's controversial, that, Patricia.
Yes, I'm a Cornish. I'm Cornish, so I'm not actually Cornish, but I like the Cornish way, which is jam first, then cream.
Jam, then cream. Right. What does everybody else think? Are you a cream and jam or a jam and cream?
No, I don't usually have butter.
And are you including butter? Patricia's asking, are we including butter? I don't know. For me, Dylan's asking. Sorry, Dylan's asking. I completely read that wrong. Welsh rarebit and tea. Cheese on toast with tea is lovely. I don't know. I mean, we do. When I have a scone, I do put butter on. Yeah, and then I don't care because it all gets mushed up in my tummy anyway. So it's whichever way is easiest to spread.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. They're all coming up now. It's all jam and cream. Oh, we could run a poll on this. Yeah. We'll put a poll on LinkedIn and find out afterwards to see what the general consensus is. Is it jam and cream, and is butter included? So, yeah. So, yeah. So you'll actually do the bespoke for parties depending on what they want. So, like one work group wanted a beer at every single one or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. We can start at different times. Yeah, do shorter ones, longer ones.
Oh, it sounds quite exciting.
Yeah, so
sounds quite good actually.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to sort of bring people together, because one thing people can always talk about is food.
Food and weather.
Yeah, people have always got an opinion on food, and people cook different things, so people share ideas and recommendations and all sorts.
Oh, brilliant! So obviously, I'm gonna do a poll now. I think we need a poll now for this jam or cream or jam or cream question. But so everybody, all this stuff can be found on your website. Link is in the chat, guys. If anybody wants to get in touch with Kay, connect with Kay on LinkedIn. I'm sure that Kay would love to have a chat with you all and stuff like that. You're doing more videos. We just had a chat about that, didn't we? We're going to be doing more videos. You're going to be doing more shorts. I think they'd probably be really good for you. Just do, like I said, have it on the selfie and then just I'm about to go into and then do the reveal, to reveal the restaurant or whatever. Because it'll be good. Thing is, you tell them as well, and they'll share and all the rest of it, and that will work for you as well.
I like to video it, and when I try something new or a new place. Particular.
It's such a visual subject that you've got. That basically, I think you should be videoing as much as you can, really, and getting it up there.
Problem is, you don't have smell-o-vision.
You are? Oh, smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision. If you imagine if you had smell-o-vision.
Oh, yeah. That would be nice. Thank you, Dylan. Dylan's just given me a compliment saying I've lost weight. I have actually. Thank you. It's doing this diet. I mean, it is working. So, quick plug about what we've got coming up then. Yeah. So now, basically, we've got on Friday, this Friday, 24th, from 12 till 2:30, we've got our YouTube workshop. I'm rerunning the camera confidence and presentation skills workshop webinar on the 31st. That's from 12 till 12:30. It's only a quick thing. We've got creating videos with your phone on the 7th of June, and that'll be from 12 till 2. That'll be the first session of 3. And basically, from Kay's point of view, we've got coming up the obviously she's doing the tours weekly, but on the 15th and 16th of June she'll be doing a mini tour of the Ilkley Food Fest. £25 you said, wasn't it, Kate?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, which sounds really good. And then the Harrogate Food Fest on the 29th and 30th of June, and again doing a mini food tour around all the stalls there. So that sounds really good.
The links to that are in the chat.
The links for everything are in the chat. Have we got anything you want to add, Kay? Or
just yes, even if you're at a loose end one weekend, instead of going out for lunch somewhere, come on a food tour, and then you get to try 5 different places. they've just won.
That sounds really good. I think I will book up actually. So yes, it'll be really, really good. Just which one? I think I might do the Ripon one because at the end of the day, the Ripon one. As I say, the last time I was there, I was in the army. Yeah. So that's it. Right. So thank you very much for joining us, and thank you very much for being on our live stream, A Chat About. Next month has not been decided yet. It's to be confirmed. So we haven't really worked out what we're going to be chatting about. So keep an eye out on our LinkedIn, etc., and you will see. And that's it, right, Mick? Play us out.
You know, just remind people about our club.
About the Video Creators Club.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I've got the Video Creators Club where we offer support. We offer tutorials. We have a creative meeting, and we also the creating videos with your phone workshop is free, and then we have editing workshop, YouTube workshop, and OBS studio workshop. So yes, find out more on the Video Creators Club by visiting our website. And that's it. Right.
To play you out.
Play us out, Maestro.
Thank you.
See you later, everybody. Bye-bye.